Hey everyone, Muddy Matt here. Today I'd like to talk about the basics of looping. I've noticed recently that the random teammates I'm paired with are nowhere near my rank and have little experience running the killer. And this can be extremely frustrating, and I want to try to help people who struggle running the killer in this video by giving basic tips of how you can improve your looping, and hopefully you're able to survive more and help your teammates out. So yeah, let's get to it. So tip number 1 is avoid camping and wasting pallets. I see too many newer players wait next to pallets when they could easily make another loop around a structure. Pallets are a limited resource, and you can preserve them a little longer by running around the tile you're at. Another thing you want to avoid is getting hit and then instantly dropping a pallet. When you get hit, you get a burst of speed that allows you to make it to another part of the map. And it preserves the loop for another use just by, not throwing the pallet and running. And the action of you throwing the pallet actually cancels out your burst of speed. And obviously there are exceptions to this. If you're about to die, throw the pallet. But on structures like jungle gyms and killer shack, pig tree, loops you should, get a couple loops around before throwing the pallet. It just makes sense. Some structures, it makes maybe more sense to throw the pallet instantly, but on shorter loops and stuff that's easily more mind gameable. But think of this as a general tip to not throw pallets instantly unless you absolutely have to. Just take the extra loop around. The second tip I would like to share is know the angle to hit a fast vault. So basically, there are 3 types of vaults. The slow vault, which looks something like this. The medium vault, which is a rushed action from an angle, something like this. And a fast vault, which is when you run directly at a window and vault quickly. The advantage of hitting a fast vault is you leave your hitbox frames in the window for a shorter time, so the killer has less of a chance to hit you. So oftentimes, you need to take a wider loop so you're perfectly aligned with the window so you can hit the fast vault. It's not always the easiest to hit the fast vault, but it definitely saves your life more often than not. As you can see in this clip here, this Leatherface is on me, and I'm about to enter a jungle gym, and I'm going to take the wide loop around first. And you'll see here, not throwing the pallet buys me a few extra seconds. The killer doubles back, and then I can just keep looping, and I think he's catching up here, so I decide to throw the pallet here. So now, back to the jungle gym, and I'll show you why hitting the fast vault is so key. So I'm waiting here just to see where he is, and then I'm going to go towards the window. Line myself up with the window, hit the fast vault. Didn't matter there too much, but on this next rotation you'll see why it matters. So killer's still on me, see where he is. And then here, line myself up, hit the fast vault. If I slow vaulted there, the Leatherface probably would have hit me, or it would have been very close. And you want to try to hit the fast vault as much as you can, because you leave your hit frames, your hitbox, in the window for a shorter amount of time. And it makes it much more difficult for the killer to hit you. Moving on now. Tip number 3 is understand the different tiles. This first tile is a long wall jungle gym. And the general idea of this is you want to loop the window as many times as you can before you have to throw the pallet. And I'm going to show you why as well. Fast vaulting is so important in this kind of structure, because if you don't fast vault, oftentimes you're going to get hit. And as for this structure especially, don't wait next to the pallet. You have this amazing window and a pallet that is very strong, and you want to preserve this as long as you can. So I'm going to vault the window. Killer's still on me. He follows. I'm going to rotate around, and I'm going to go for the window again, assuming he keeps following me, which he does, and I can hit the window again. He actually stops following me a little bit there, but watch. This is the importance of hitting the fast vault. The wide curve, so I can hit the fast vault, because if I slow vaulted or medium vaulted there, I was definitely hit. Moving on to another structure. This is just a pretty simple structure where it just is a pallet. pallet gem, some people call it. But yeah, this is very susceptible to mind games though. The killer can use his red glow and hide it and generally throw you off. So just be careful at these structures. It's not necessarily a bad idea to throw the pallet instantly and play around it, or if the killer does break it, you can make distance. These pallets are really good when they're thrown, but play at your own risk with these. These can be quite dangerous, so it depends what the killer's doing and how the killer's playing. So yeah, just be careful with these ones. Moving on, we have a T and L wall as our next structure. These are very common structures found usually on every map, and they're decently strong, but they don't have a pallet. Basically, they're two windows that you can vault back and forth to. They're in the shape of a T and an L, and they're quite mind gameable by the killer, but they're decent if as a last resort structure. Ideally, you want to loop these clockwise so you can hit the window, but oftentimes the killer won't let you, and you just gotta try to predict where the killer's going. And yeah, right here, the killer actually fakes me out and is about to get the hit on me, and his tier 3 runs out. He gets the regular hit, so I survive a little longer. I'd like to talk about something a little bit more advanced, and that is fake vaulting. So basically, I'm gonna predict that the killer is gonna want to meet me on the other side of the T and L wall window there. So I'm gonna pretend to go towards it and then back away, and I'm hoping that he will try to meet me on the other side, and hopefully I'll fake him out and have him out of position. I'll play it one more time without interruption. This doesn't always work. The killer will often follow you and you'll end up killing yourself, but yeah, fake vaulting. The fourth tip I have for you guys is to use the red glow, the red stain that the killer emits. This basically is to indicate that the killer is looking in this direction, and it can help you so much in the chase to determine where the killer is going to go and which direction they're following you from. I'm going to pause it here just to showcase what it looks like. There's a red stain. Everyone knows this. I've showcased it in another video where I talk about it more from a killer perspective. But this is what the red stain looks like. The killer's looking this way, so I can see a red glow emit from him, and I know that he's coming this way. So this becomes very useful when you're going around structures and around corners, and you can see which direction the killer's coming, if he's following you or not when you're going around a corner. You can see the red stain is coming around the corner, and you know that he's following you, or at least it looks like he's following you. Sometimes it can be deceiving if the killer's actually, like, his red stain might not be pointed towards you, but he's following you, because he can manipulate it as well. So just be careful when you're watching the red stain or when you don't see it, because things might not be as clear as you think. But you can see this chase has been pretty long, and I haven't used a single pallet. This is just me making right reads, using the red glow, going around the TLs, going around Killer Shack. And when you actually understand all these structures, it's pretty insane what you can pull off. The red glow, I see him there. He doubles back, and then he follows me, and I can make it up to the window there. Once again, watch the red glow. He's following me. He doubles back, go to the window here. And I had to dodge it out of the way, or otherwise I thought I would have been hit there. And I think he's following me. And I lost sight of him there. And that's the thing, I lost sight of the red glow and ended up dying. So it's not perfect, but still, really good chase there. So now, I want to showcase a chase where I kind of string all these different tiles together, where I'm able to run the killer for quite a long time and use the strategies and tips I talked about in this video to have a very long, successful chase. As you can see there, I just faked the vault, and I'm going to loop back around, hit this window. Killer's going to go inside there, go back around this way, and it's pretty insane once you understand how all these integrate together. You're going to break the pallet now. Now I can make more distance. And I'm going to try to make it to the exit. I don't know what my teammates are doing over there, but I'm hoping the exit gate's almost open. So run. I got a window here. Unfortunately, I vault it, and the killer actually gets a hit here. You're not going to guess all of them right. You know, it's not about never going down. It's about wasting as much time as possible. And if you make enough right reads, then you might make it out. You might have a longer chase. And against this pig, I'm making a lot of good reads, besides that one where I got hit, but not the end of the world. So here, I'm going to loop back around. The pig actually wants to meet me at the other side of the window, and this is where Dead Hard actually saves me. So they made a right read, but I had an exhaustion perk, so I was able to get out of that. So now, I'm going to run towards this exit, which is I think the one that's open, and I pretty much am going to make it because the killer lost a lot of distance going around that pallet there. And yeah, I end up making it out of this game with a pretty nice chase in the end. So yeah, I hope I was able to give you a basic understanding of how to loop in this game. And I hope you can implement some of the tips I said into your own gameplay. But yeah, if you want to like, comment, subscribe, that'd be great. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and have a nice day.